How did you know you found the one? Are you still waiting for marriage? There's been quite a few people saying that I'm too young to get married. I've only known him for a year. Then there's also comments like this. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm gonna be answering your questions about the proposal and the engagement. So I did get engaged a couple weeks ago and I posted this video about it, but y'all still had so many more questions and I thought it would be fun to do a little Q&A about it. And of course there is tea that we are gonna get to, because the fun thing about posting your life on the internet is there's some people who have assumptions and negative things to say, but I think it's kind of interesting. So stay tuned. I'm kind of the worst at intros, so I'm just gonna jump into this, but first, give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying this Minecraft fireplace background. Okay, alright. How long have you been together? So whenever Brian proposed, we had been together for about a year and 2 months. So many people are asking about if we want children. I don't have a time frame on it. I do want kids eventually. I wouldn't mind having kids in the next couple of years. I don't know, it's not completely up to me. What did you do right after? Right after the proposal, we got Italian food. So, good way to celebrate. Oh my gosh, I have something in my eyeball. Okay. When do you plan to get married? Realistically speaking, we're probably gonna get married sometime around April 20th, 2035. Haha, I'm so funny. I'm dying at how funny I am. That was top tier comedy joke. What kind of dress do you want to wear on your wedding? Well, you see, I already have my wedding dress from this video. I'm going to wear all of them at the same time. I'll just cut them up and piece them together. Were you surprised when he proposed, or did you know he was going too soon? I think from the engagement video, it's very apparent I had no idea he was going to do it that day because I decided to wear purple athletic leggings. Previous to December, I thought he might propose in December, but then as December went on, I kind of got the feeling that nothing was planned out. He hadn't chosen a ring, at least that's what I thought. And so then in my mind, I thought maybe January, February timeframe. So I was completely surprised. I had no idea it was going to happen then. How did you know you found the one? There wasn't really an exact moment that I thought, oh my goodness, I found the one. This is it. It was kind of just throughout the course of our relationship, everything made sense. There were confirmations throughout the entire relationship. Dang, I don't even know how to answer that. It's just from the beginning. Everything worked out so well that it made sense that this was the next step. And I also think that our personalities and beliefs just meshed together so well. How did you... Hey! It's gonna take forever to film if you're gonna be Miss Barky Pants. I spilled coffee on my scarf! You know why I spilled it? It's because you're being little Miss Barky Pants, okay? Why are you so cute? I can't even be mad at you because you're so... You know what? I'm just gonna have coffee on my scarf. Whatever, I'm over it. How did you tell your parents? My parents already knew the proposal was coming because Brian had gone to them previously, asking them for the blessing and for permission to marry me. And then of course they were at the proposal, so they saw it happening right in front of them. It wasn't something where I had to call them and be like, hey, look what happened. What will be your first dance song? Definitely Worldwide Party by JoJo Siwa, or maybe some song by Kids Bop, maybe all the Kids Bop songs. We'll just play all of them at once and have that noise be our first dance. Did you already discuss marriage beforehand? So yes, we had talked about marriage quite a bit prior to the engagement. I still didn't know when the proposal was happening, but that is something that we had talked about and made sure that we were both on the same page before making that next step in our relationship. Was the proposal awkward? I wouldn't say it was awkward. I definitely was in shock and my hands were shaking, so I guess you could say maybe I was a little bit nervous, but then also you could argue that I am an awkward person in general, so anything around my realm is awkward. I don't know. What are some things about marriage you are excited and nervous about? So this might sound cheesy to say, but obviously I'm super excited to build a life with Brian and just have fun moments together. Another thing I'm super excited about is we can finally travel places together. There are so many places that I want to travel with him, so that's gonna be super fun. As for things I'm nervous about, I don't think at the moment I can really think of anything. I don't have any concerns. I know obviously there are going to be trials in marriage, but I don't see that as something to be nervous about. It's something that you just work through and get stronger. So are you gonna have a huge fancy wedding? Quite the opposite. We're going to have a super small wedding, family only. Was your ring a surprise, or did a family member help him pick it out? The ring was kinda a surprise, but also beforehand, when Brian and I had discussed marriage, I showed him styles of rings that I liked. I told him I liked the pear shape with the halo, but I also told him I liked the oval shape with the halo and the diamonds on the band. So I didn't know what style I was getting. I honestly wasn't concerned at all because Brian has a great sense of style, and even the rings, when we were looking through them, the ones that he said he liked, I liked also. So I was like, okay, you pick what you want. I didn't know if I was gonna get an oval, a pear. I had no idea, but this is such a perfect ring and I'm so in love with it. He did an amazing job. Did you want to say no? I find this really funny. I mean, Brian and I, as I have made very clear, we talked about marriage beforehand. It was one of those things where we had talked about it enough that it was pretty obvious if he asked me, I wasn't going to say no. That's not even a thought that crossed my mind. I mean, I don't know how other people do it, but it just seems smart to talk about it beforehand and not propose until you're 100% sure the person is going to say yes. And that way you don't have to cause an awkward scene and be rejected. Gucci slides, question mark. Okay, if they make white bridal Gucci slides, I definitely will be wearing those on my wedding day. I will walk down the aisle in my slides, but I'm not sure they make white Gucci slides. Can someone help me out? Maybe we need to DIY it or something. I need this. I really do. Is Brian a Christian? So yes, Brian is also a Christian, and that was one of my requirements for dating someone, is that they also had to share the same faith and same beliefs. Are you still waiting for marriage? Yes, of course. That's all I have to say about that one. Okay, now for the super spicy part of this video that you all have been waiting for. Of course, when you post your life online, even if it's a super happy moment that you would think no one could possibly find something negative about, there will be people who will comment negative things on it. So normally when people get engaged, if there are people who have their opinions that are negative, they'll just say it behind their back. I get the absolute pleasure of being able to read these comments right underneath my post from these people. There's been quite a few people saying that I'm too young to get married. I've only known him for a year. I can't possibly make the decision to get married this soon. For example, this comment, don't you think you're too young to get married? And I'm sure some of these people mean well. They're just concerned and want to make sure that I'm 100% sure in my decision. But I find it really entertaining how many people are weighing in their opinions that this is not a good idea for me to get married this young. I turned 24 in a month. I personally don't think that's too young to get married, especially because I see 18 and 19-year-olds getting married. The majority of my graduating class, the people I went to high school with, they're already married. Several of them even have kids. I think there's one of them, she has 2 kids already. But also, to be fair, I think some people online truly believe that I'm 14 years old because I don't look like I'm 24, so maybe that's the reason they think I'm way too young. The main reason I'm talking about this is because I know there's probably other people who have gotten engaged or are engaged who have had to deal with this negativity and criticism saying that you're too young. It honestly just depends on the couple. I see people who get married in their 30s and it doesn't work out. I don't necessarily think age is the biggest determining factor of that. I know there are statistics that say people who get married younger, the divorce rate is higher, but I believe it all comes down to commitment. Yeah, now that I think about it, a lot of my friends that I had in high school got married at 20, 21. And I'm not saying that should be an indication of how my life should go, because honestly, I thought I was going to be single for a long time, forever. If I ever thought about marriage, I thought it would be in my 30s. It wasn't even a thing that I was like, oh, I'm gonna get married young. Don't you think less than a year of relationship was too short for the proposal? I wish you both the best. So we did date for a little over a year, and I know in some people's eyes that is way too short to find out if it's the person you want to spend the rest of your life with. But I really just think it's that thing when you know, and why wait longer if you already know? And every person is different. Some people know right away, some people need longer years to find out, which is perfectly fine. Did you two already plan to go on a honeymoon? So it's gonna depend on how the pandemic situation is. I would love to go on a honeymoon. I'm not quite sure where yet. I think Bora Bora Hawaii, any of those places would be fantastic. But a lot of it is gonna depend on what's open, if it's even safe to travel at that time, so we'll see. Did you do counseling or meet with a spiritual advisor beforehand? We are gonna do premarital counseling before we get married. We haven't set that up yet, but we'll probably be doing all of that soon. And I would recommend it for anyone. Obviously, I haven't gone through it yet, but I know from other couples that I've heard from have said that why can't I speak? Premarital counseling is just great. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on that. Then there's also comments like this that I don't understand. First of all, no. Second of all, no. Third of all, there's way more to a relationship than just that. I think it's kind of an ignorant comment. People just want to think they know your relationship and think they know the reasons. Gross, puppy. Disgusting. I still find it so interesting and entertaining that there's people who can leave comments like this acting like they know your relationship, when in reality I haven't even shown probably 1% of my entire relationship online. If I did the math of all the minutes that I've talked about my relationship online, it probably comes down to like 0.00001% of what our entire relationship has actually been and all the time we've spent together. So I know I'm not the only person who deals with this. I have seen so many other creators go through engagements and get comments like this, and it's sad that people think like that. There was even someone on Instagram who started a petition saying that Brian was toxic and I shouldn't marry him, so you sign the petition for me not to get married to him, which doesn't make sense. It's so ridiculous. Most of the responses to the engagement were positive though. It was just the select few of those negative ones, which I actually found a lot of humor in, so I'm not even mad about it. All right, guys, those are all the questions that I'm answering today. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and also subscribe. And let me know down in the comments, do you guys want to see more wedding content on the channel? Maybe wedding dress shopping? Just let me know, because I know this isn't the typical content that I make, but obviously since it's an exciting milestone in my life, I would love to share it with you all, but also I don't want to just give you wedding content if that is not what you want, so make sure to let me know. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Love y'all. Bye.